So I recently leveled up a new character in Season of Discovery, and on my way to max level I learned a lot of new things that I would like to share with you today so you can level up even more efficiently. So as you're probably already familiar with, then we can unlock different runes as we're leveling up, and these will have such a huge impact as the new spells and abilities allow us to kill enemies even quicker. Therefore, you should try to prioritize getting runes as you're leveling up to simply increase your leveling speed. I also found it extremely fun to run around and try to discover the different locations of the runes. And for those of you that don't want to run around and discover these yourself, then there's a ton of different web pages, yeah, even an add-on that will guide you to the locations. One thing I did quite early on was to swap to another starting location. I did this at around level 8, and the benefit was that most of the quests would now always be green or yellow, so the difficulty wouldn't be too high and I could complete the quest quite easily and still grant a high amount of experience. And because I ended up finishing 2 starting zones and I had now reached level 12, then I was also ready to go on to the next zone that wasn't a starting zone. In other words, if you were playing a horde, then you could finish 2 starting zones, get to 12 and be ready to start doing all the different quests in Barrens. And another benefit of being level 12 is that the next zone will also be a bit easier compared to if you were level 10. In this case, I'm playing as an alliance, and by the time I finished Loch Modan, I was now 14, the perfect level to also go to Westfall, as you can complete so many quests and easily get to around level 17 or 18. Another solution would be to go to Darkshore, and this is mainly what I will be doing as an alliance player. As a horde player, you could for example head to Silverpine Forest, so you're also ready later on to do Shadowfang Keep. Another thing I found mandatory to do was to loot all the different chests, not just for green or maybe even blue items, no, for the new supply crates. The supply crates is a new thing in Season of Discovery, and you can hand these in the different main cities to get reputation with a new faction. You can also provide materials to gain even more reputation. The reason why you should prioritize doing this is because you can get a class specific rune, some green items and even 2 different bags. And all you'll need to do is just to reach friendly, so this will require you to hand in around 10 of these supply crates. So the supply crates will always require you to provide some different materials. Some of these can be purchased on the auction house for next to nothing, so I would highly recommend you to do this. Also because if you don't complete the shipment, then you will not be rewarded with as much reputation, and then you will probably need to collect around 20 to 30 supply crates. While you're in the main city, then make sure to also go to the auction house and purchase yourself some cheap bags. These can be purchased for next to nothing, as people who level up tailoring will post them on the auction house. Having bags early on will also help you level up quicker, as you won't have to destroy as many items to make room for quest items, or for example spend time going back and forward between the different vendors all the time. Make sure to also level up your gather professions and keep these up to date before you go to the next zone. This allows you to grant a lot more gold, as these materials can easily be sold to people who need the materials to level up another profession. So make sure to stay up to date with your profession leveling skill, so you can also collect materials as you're leveling in the next zone. Another thing I found extremely useful to do was just to do one single battleground. I did this the day before the honor push. So because I did one battleground and I got a bit of honor, then I also got to rank 2 the following day. So as you can see right here, I got around 300 honor, and the next day the honor push happened and I was now also rank 2. Not much effort honestly, I did one battleground and then I also handed in the quest, so I got a bit of honor and experience, and yeah, even a couple of silver. So why is it that you should try to get 15 honorable kills and a bit of honor every single week? Well, as you're ranking up, and when you get to 25, you can purchase a new amazing reward, a cloak with 4 to all stats. And this only requires you to get to rank 3, so you can do it in a couple of weeks without too much effort. Just remember, there's only a rank push once every single week. For NA, it's Tuesday, and for Europe, it's Wednesday. Another benefit of doing battlegrounds is that you'll get reputation with another faction where you can purchase amazing rewards, some of them even useful when you do your first raid. When you're leveling up your character, you will also have to go to a lot of different zones or maybe even another continent. To easily travel, you could ask someone in a main city to sign you up. In this case, I'm currently in Ashenwell, but I would like to go to Red Ridge to continue questing. What I could do would be to find someone in someone's city who would sign me up for a battleground. Because that player signed you up in a main city, then when you enter the battleground, you can leave it immediately and you'll be teleported to the location where that player signed you up, not to the location where you were before you entered the battleground. This is going to be a huge benefit and also a time saver. In fact, there are so many more ways to save time, and these I will share with you in a moment. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, then there's an add-on you can download to find all the different runes in the game, and it will also tell you how to obtain them through different text and show this on the map. On top of this, it also comes with a leveling guide, so you can level as efficiently as possible all the way up to max level. This will especially be useful if you plan to speed level some characters to 25 in order to prepare for the next phase. You can try out this leveling add-on completely free by using the link in the description, or even purchase the full version that will work all the way up to max level, and it will also be updated for phase 2, so you can continue to level efficiently all the way up to 40. And I even have a discount code you can apply, which is Guide MMO. One thing I also did as I was leveling up was to level cooking and kill different birds that had the chance to drop small eggs. These small eggs I could then convert into a gingerbread cookie and sell on the auction house, because during the Christmas event you'll need to hand in 5 of these to complete a quest. So I could sell the small eggs but also the gingerbread on the auction house and make a huge amount of gold. Yeah, now it's probably not gonna be anywhere the same, but the first day it was massive. Some of the gold are then spent on upgrades, and one of the most important things to upgrade as fast as possible is your weapons. If you can afford to purchase a rare weapon, you can most likely also increase your leveling speed by twice as fast. And another way to save a lot of time is just to purchase materials on the auction house that is required for a quest, so you don't have to spend a lot of time farming these yourself. You can just purchase the materials, go to the quest location and hand these in instantly. In most cases, I didn't even pay more than a couple of silver to complete each individual quest. So it was definitely worth it, also because I had done 2 starting zones in the beginning, so I didn't really have to care that much about not getting the kill experience. By the time I got to around level 20, I also felt like it was important to head to Ashenwell and do the Battle for Ashenwell, which is a new event in Season of Discovery. So what I did was to ask someone to sign me up for Warzone Gulch in Ashenwell as an Alliance player. This can also be done at the northern part of Barrens as a Horde player. And before I joined the battleground, I changed my Hearthstone to the location where I currently quest, and then I left the battleground and I was now in Ashenwell, ready to attend the next battle. Why I felt this was important to do as I was leveling up is because it has been buffed, so you now grant a lot of reputation when you do the battle for Ashenwell, and each miniboss will give you 400 reputation with the same faction as you gain reputation with when you do Warzone Gulch. So it's a great way to boost your reputation and gain the blue items a lot quicker. You could even try to prioritize the reputation and get to Honored as you're leveling up. That way you will benefit from the blue rewards as you're leveling, and at max level you can continue to use these to get into the first raid even quicker. So if you would like to gain reputation as quickly as possible, then you could just change your Hearthstone to the Innkeeper in Ashenwell, so the next time a new battle is about to start, you could teleport here instantly. Or you could just be farming raw gold and experience in the zone as you're waiting for the next battle to begin. This is also gonna have a huge benefit by the time you get to max level, and the reason for this is because when you get to 25, all quests will now also grant you a high amount of silver or even gold, compared to if you wasn't 25. Why this is also important is because then you have an opportunity to farm a lot of gold, and this gold you could then spend on purchasing new upgrades or prepare for phase 2 so you can instantly buy your mount by the time you get to level 40. Another thing I did was to do dungeons between level 20 to 25. Why this was a smart decision was because I got a lot of experience as we killed all the different creatures in the dungeon, but I also ended up with a lot of rare items. So by the time I got to 25, I actually had decent enough gear to head into the first raid, Black Phantom Deeps. And on top of this, I had so many quests left over that I could easily get 150 gold by completing all of these. So if you're mainly interested in Season of Discovery content, then I would highly recommend you to also subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notified the next time I post a new guide. But as always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!